So it says, what is the domain of the function shown in the graph? Well, first of all, we need to remember, oops, let me get rid of that. First of all, we need to remember that domain is all possible x values, okay? So the domain of something is all the possible x values. So then we just look at the graph and see, well, what are the possible x values? Well, here's the thing. This graph, if we continue on, it will go in this direction, but it is going to the left. So if I go off the screen and I go forever, it's still decreasing, and it is approaching negative infinity in the left or right direction, right? Now on this one, it's very clear it's going to the right, so x is approaching positive infinity. So the domain then is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Some students will look at this graph and go, oh, well, it's from 0 to infinity. No. Remember, this section's on exponential functions. So if we look at the function a b raised to the x plus c, there are no domain restrictions, right? There's only two types of, well, there's three domain restrictions, no domain restrictions, right? What are the examples of domain restrictions? Things that x cannot be. So when I think about, really, there's only two. X cannot equal, well, I shouldn't say x. The denominator of a fraction cannot equal 0. And you can't type, no. You cannot take an even root of a negative number. So those are the only two restrictions, okay? So we'll post that, and I want you to write it down. There's a reason I'm typing it all out. I want you to write it down because what are those examples? Well, I can't, so this is the answer to the question, but I want you to think about domains and domain restrictions in a broader sense. I can't say, like, for example, if I have 1 over x plus 2, and it's the function g of x, x plus 2 cannot equal 0, right? Because it's a 0 in the denominator. That can't happen. Another example would be like is if I had h of x is equal to the square root of x plus 2. Well, let me change that so it's not the exact same, x plus 4. Well, in this case, x plus 4 cannot be negative. So it'd have to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay? Another way to write that would be x plus 4 cannot be less than 0. Okay? So those are the only types of domain restrictions. There's other things with trig functions, but really it's the ratio thing. So almost all functions, if they're a function, is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity for a continuous function. Okay? All right. That's it on that one. You sure can. I might have to restart my computer. This thing's going really slow. There it goes.